Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is raining outside, so if you do hear that, I do apologize. So a new fight just got announced. It is Khamzat Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker, set to take place in Saudi Arabia, June 22nd of this year. It is going to be the first fight in Saudi Arabia. Very hyped for this fight, so let's get right into it. The first fighter we're going to look at is Khamzat Chimaev, fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, also known as Boers. The hype on this guy has died down a tiny bit, but not much. People say it has, but when it's Khamzat Chimaev fight week, that's all anybody's talking about. And yeah, everybody who knows him is very high on this guy. He is 29 years old, 6'2", fights at middleweight, trains at All Stars Training Center, 13 wins, 0 losses, 6 wins by knockout, 5 submission wins, and 2 decision wins. One thing I noticed while looking at his record that is a little odd is his professional debut. At least on SureDog, it says he beat guard Olv Sagan 0.00 seconds into the second round, so not quite sure what that means. It says he won by knockout, but yeah, it's a little peculiar. His first notable win was over Rice McKee, who is fighting this weekend. Beat him 3 minutes and 9 seconds into the first round by knockout. Then he beat Gerald Mearshart 17 seconds into the first round by knockout. Then he submitted Li Jingliang 3 minutes and 16 seconds into the first round. Then he had his gigantic step up in competition against Gilbert Burns, which I highly recommend looking at that fight back if you haven't seen it already. That was an insane fight. Gilbert Burns was the first hard test for Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev got dropped really bad. Gilbert Burns went to go do an illegal soccer kick, missed, thank goodness, but he ended up getting the decision over Gilbert. Insane fight. Then he fought Kevin Holland 2 minutes and 13 seconds into the first round. He submitted him. Then he beat Kamaru Usman by decision. That was also a pretty crazy fight. Definitely tested Khamzat's cardio and really tested his grappling as well. Kamaru Usman is absolutely no slouch. He was a very dominant champion for a reason. Now we're going to look at Robert the Reaper Whittaker, fighting out of Sydney, Australia. He is 33 years old, 6 foot even, fights at middleweight as well, trains in PMA Super Martial Arts. He has 25 wins, 7 losses, 9 wins by knockout, 5 submission wins, and 11 decision wins as well. His losses have came 3 by knockout, 1 loss by submission, and 3 decisions. His notable wins have came over Brad Tavares, Uriah Hall, Derek Brunson, Jacare Souza, the Yoel Romero fights, which were absolutely insane. I highly recommend watching both of those back. Really put Robert on the map, especially as a champion. Some people think that Yoel won the second fight. Personally, I think Robert Whittaker rightfully won it. Then he had a big win over Darren Till, Jared Cannonier, and Kelvin Gastelum. He beat Marvin Vittori by decision as well as Paulo Costa. And his losses, his first loss was back in 2011 by triangle choke 3 minutes and 1 second into the first round by Hoon Kim. Then his second loss was lost his first 5-round fight against Jesse Juarez back in 2012 in Cage Fighting Championship. That was his last fight before he got in the UFC. Then he lost his fight with Court McGee by decision. That was a split decision. He also lost to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson by knockout, which is pretty crazy, 3 minutes and 43 seconds into the first round. Then he went on a pretty crazy win streak. He went on a 9-fight win streak after he lost to Stephen Thompson. Then Israel Adesanya knocked him out in 3 minutes and 33 seconds into the second round. Then he lost to Israel Adesanya again by unanimous decision. Then he got knocked out by Dricus du Plessis 2 minutes and 23 seconds into the second round, which is pretty crazy. I thought DDP was going to get dog walked that fight, but DDP really put it on him that fight. I was very surprised. And who do I think is going to win this if I had to choose right now? I'd probably lean towards Khamzat Chimaev, honestly. He has all the momentum on his side. Robert Whittaker is also getting up there in age. 33 years old isn't very old. However, he has fought in a lot of very heavy hitters. Plus, his chin has been cracked a few times. He did show a pretty good chin on him in the Paulo Costa fight. He ate a pretty big spinning wheel kick. It wobbled him, but he didn't get dropped, he didn't get knocked out, and he brought it back together and got the unanimous decision. So do with that what you will. His chin isn't completely cracked yet. However, Khamzat Chimaev has shown that his gas tank fades the longer the fight goes, and Robert Whittaker seemingly gets better the longer the fight goes, especially in the championship rounds, which I assume this is going to be the headliner. And yeah, could honestly go either way. Very hyped for this fight. I think this could be potentially fight of the year, especially if it goes to the later rounds. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on this matchup? Do you think that Robert Whittaker can pull off the upset and remain one of the best middleweights? Or do you think that it's Khamzat Chimaev's time in the sun and this will be a forceful passing of the torch? But yeah, if you guys like the content, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great week.